Hello again, Dinky here. I just passed 2,000 subscribers, and I put up a video about a week ago saying that once I passed 2,000, I'd go through all the questions you submitted, pick my favorites, and answer them for you. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. I printed out all the questions on sheets of paper, chose my favorites, so I'm just going to read through and give you my answers. The first question came from two people, and it was from Dami-san and Sarinthra Gaming TV, and they asked, "What game do you think you've logged the most time into playing?" And Sarinthra asked if it's an MMORPG, name a console game as well. The number one game that I've played the most is by far Ultima Online for the PC. It's an MMORPG game, and anyone who's played an MMORPG can understand how much time you can sink into them. There was so much to do, whether it be PvP or just going out and farming gold. I played that game way too long, and I spent a lot of time up at college just doing that, and I ended up making a little bit of money off the game, so you know, it didn't turn out all bad and just be wasted time, but I'll never touch another MMORPG ever again. And as a console game, I play a lot of Halo 3. I played that a lot up at college with all my friends and my cousin. And the other game that I probably sunk a ton of hours into was Bomberman 94. And I actually got it on the Nintendo Wii. I never had it on the TurboGrafx. But we picked it up on the Nintendo Wii, and to me that was the most fun playing games I had, just as a party game. Everyone else plays Mario Party, Smash Brothers, and I just absolutely love Bomberman 94. I played it. We'd have 4 or 5 people in the room, and we would just spend hours just pre-gaming before we went out to bars. We would have a couple drinks, play that game, and we played it every single weekend for like probably 2 years, I think. I don't know. I had so much fun with Bomberman 94. So hopefully that answers your question. The next question came from Vintage Video Game Geek, and it also came from a bunch of other people asking. And I'm going to kind of send you on a wild goose chase to find the answers to these 2 questions, because everybody always asks it. So, the first one is, what is your real first name? And if you check out my early reviews, I said it in one video back then. And only one person has ever caught it, as far as I know, and that was AirRunner85. He actually left a comment on it. So if you want to check out my real name, go back and watch all those early reviews that I put up. You'll probably find it real quickly. It's right in the beginning of one of them. And the second question is, what is the specific reason you will not share your first name? And I don't know, I've just never really been asked it. I've sent it out to a couple people who want to send me stuff and things like that. But go back and watch those early videos and you'll find it out, Vintage. The next question came from Mr. Bajika95. And he said, what system do you think is the best looking hardware-wise? And I don't know, for some reason, I really like how the Atari Jaguar looks. Everybody always seems to hate that console and think it looks hideous. I kind of like it, so I'd have to go with that one. I also think the Dreamcast looks really cool. And his second question was, what is your favorite soda or other type of drink? And I'd probably have to go with Mountain Dew Code Red. I absolutely love that beverage. I don't know why. I always get it. I get it all the time. I go out to gas stations and stuff like that. So I really like that one. And my favorite alcoholic beverage is Jack and Coke. Alright, the next question comes from Pokemon Z RPG. And he asks, what is the worst game you can remember playing? And I remember playing a lot of bad games. So I was thinking of what I would answer this question, and I thought of Myland Secret Castle, and that game's actually not bad to play. I actually liked playing the game. I could just never complete it. It was so hard. And then there was another game that came to mind, Infiltrator on the Nintendo, and that game is impossible. I remember the first scene. I haven't even picked the game up since I was young, and I remember the first scene you had to be kind of in a flight simulator. And I would play this game for hours and I could never even figure out how to land the plane. Every now and then I would get lucky. I still don't know how I landed it. And you'd land it on the ground and you'd have to go around and infiltrate these bases. But that game was just atrociously hard. So that's probably one of them. And the other one that I came up with is Castlevania 64. I thought that game was just pure garbage. I remember whenever it came out, and I just couldn't stand it. I don't know if other people like that game. Not many people talk about it, but I didn't like it one bit. And then his next question is, what is your opinion of the most underrated YouTube channel? And by far, I think the most underrated YouTube channel is Black Lily 8. Matt Barton puts on this show, and he goes through all kinds of retro consoles. He has interviews with game developers and tons of great people in the gaming industry. He also had interviews with the creator of Choose Your Own Adventure books, and I think his channel, he has a lot of subscribers. He probably has, I think, like 16 or 1700 now. But I mean, he should have tons more. It's like watching a television show. I always tell everybody to check out his channel, and I'm going to say it again, but your videos are awesome, and I really love watching them. Two other smaller people who don't have as many subscribers. The first one is Castro72. I really like all of his videos. His collection is huge, and he's a bit older than me, so he has a lot of those games, like Super Nintendo games and stuff from whenever he was in college, so they're all in great shape. And I don't know too many people here on YouTube that were growing up through that era who bought a ton of Super Nintendo games and kept them all in great condition. So definitely check out his channel. And then another one is TGApuleius. I always watch this guy's videos. I've mentioned him in my videos before, and he just doesn't get up in subscriber count. I don't know why you guys don't like his channel. He knows a ton about games. He's really well educated with, you know, all of his reviews. He does collection videos, and there'll be 5 or 6 parts, which a lot of people don't like, but he goes into, it's like a mini review for each game that he goes through. So I really appreciate his channel too. I mean, I learn a lot from it and find a lot of games that I might have missed, especially his Sega Saturn one, which is the first one I watched, and I'm just getting into the Saturn. So definitely check out those 3 channels. I'll put them down in the description. The next question came from Full Metal Piglet. And her question is, what do you like to do besides video games? And a bunch of stuff. I mean, I like going out camping. I like, you know, watching football, hockey. What else do I like doing? I love classic movies. Whenever I was in college, I went with my roommate and we decided to watch the Top 100 AFI, the American Film Institute, classic films. So I really like classic movies. You know, I watch a lot of anime, so I do a bunch of stuff. I don't know what else to say about that. And the next question came from Jumble Junkie, and his question was, what will be your next world record? And I haven't put too much thought into it, but I was looking through some of the old Nintendo games that I really enjoy, and the game Jackal, I looked up, and it actually has the same exact max score that Contra did. So only one person has it, and below that, you know, the scores just drop off. So apparently it's the same deal where you play through the game, and once you beat it, you can go back through and keep accumulating lives and points. So I really enjoyed that kid as a child, so I might go back, try that one. Another game that I'm pretty sure I could get a world record on, it wouldn't be a huge accomplishment, is Elite Beat Agents. I think that game is pure garbage compared to the Uenden series, which was the import that you can get from Japan. But all you have to do is perfect a song on Expert, and honestly I don't think that's all that difficult for some of the songs, so I might go through and play them if I can even bear going through the game again. But hopefully that answers that. Next question came from Azuma Kazuma 31. He says, congrats on 2,000 subscribers. He says, what is the video game adaptation of a Japanese cartoon that I prefer? I guess prefer most. And I can't really think of too many video games that I've really enjoyed that were anime adaptations. I've had some fun with the Dragon Ball Z Budokai series, so I like that one. And they follow the storyline pretty well, so I'd have to go with that. And if there was no limit on my budget, what game missing in my collection would I buy? The 2 games that I want to get right now are Panzer Dragoon Saga and Earthbound. They're so expensive. Panzer Dragoon Saga I can't get for less than $150, it looks like, on eBay. And Earthbound I'd want to get complete, so it's like $250 to $300. So I definitely want to find those 2. And two lesser ones would be Pop Full Mail for the Sega CD and Guardian Heroes for the Sega Saturn. They're not quite as expensive, but they're still pretty pricey, and I don't really want to fish out that kind of money for them. So the next question came from Video Goes. Alright, he asks, hi Dinky Dana, what triggered you to begin your collection, and also what age did you aspire to do this? And Basically, it wasn't even me beginning a collection. It was my parents buying me games. I've been playing games since I was 4 or 5 years old, starting with the Atari 2600 and Commodore 64 at my grandma's. And I just started playing. You know, they came home with an Atari, and I just started playing games, and later on we got the Nintendo, and we never threw anything away. So I just been building up a huge collection over my whole life. And a lot of the games that I have now are still the same exact games that I grew up playing. And actually my original Nintendo that I recorded that Contra World Record, that was the original Nintendo from whenever I was probably 8 years old. So